Attention comrades! If you'd like to support the Templin Institute on YouTube, check out the join button below this video. In addition to exclusive emotes and badges for use during live streams and premieres like this one, you'll also gain access to a bunch of other benefits. Click the join button below and see for yourself. Few, if any, remember how the Third World War began, but everyone knows how it ended. 20,000 nuclear warheads were detonated across the planet, turning the Earth into a toxic wasteland. Animal and plant life mutated beyond recognition, barely capable of survival across the irradiated surface of the world. Humanity is nearly extinct. A few thousand live on, not knowing if they are the only survivors on the planet. They have eked out a meager existence in the Moscow metro, the biggest air raid shelter ever built, and perhaps humanity's last refuge. It is a world without tomorrow. No room for dreams, plans, or hope. Feelings have given way to instinct, and the relentless conflicts that have defined all of human history have not faltered with the end of the world. In the ruins of the Moscow metro, various factions compete to survive. The largest is a nation that has found inspiration in one of the great ideologies of the old world, the Red Line. Based on the tenets of Stalinist communism, the Red Line is a totalitarian socialist republic. Despite lacking any of the traditional infrastructure or governmental organization found in any pre-war nation, the Red Line has adopted the nomenclature and structure of the former Soviet Union. Its government is headed by the General Secretary of the Central Committee, which, despite the various honorifics of the position, rules as nothing more than a petty tyrant. The divide between how the Red Line presents itself and how it functions in reality extends through every level of the state. On paper, the resources of the Red Line are shared equally, with each citizen entitled to food, water, and shelter. In practice, life in the Red Line is as brutal as anywhere else in the metro, with constant shortages of food and other necessities. Citizens are overworked, underpaid, and generally terrorized by their government, which enforces its authority through what has come to resemble a brutal police state. Well-armed soldiers are a regular sight in the territory controlled by the Red Line, and individuals will routinely sell out their neighbors for the promises of extra food. The judicial system is likewise harsh and swift. Those who do so much as disrespect a soldier or are simply in the wrong place at the wrong time are arrested and sent to Lubyanka Station, beneath the former headquarters of the KGB. Lubyanka functions as the Red Line's political prison, leading to the expression, "the ticket to Lubyanka is one way." Despite the grim existence found in the Red Line, the faction has by far the largest population within the metro and control over many of its stations, rivaled only by the Commonwealth of Stations of the Ring Line. It administers 16 stations directly, with de facto control over 2 others. Perhaps the most important of these is the former Kuznetsky Most station, now known as Armory, which produces many of the weapons found within the Moscow metro. The Red Line's population and local industry means its military forces are likely the largest within the metro. With its size comes lower standards, and many of its soldiers and equipment function at much lower effectiveness when compared to the other factions of the metro. New conscripts are often sent immediately into battle, lacking training and sometimes even adequate weaponry. The Red Army is the only force capable of mounting costly human wave attacks, however, and their superior numbers are often the key to victory. Red Army officers are particularly disciplined, required to enforce their authority across an army of conscripts who might have joined because of a true belief in the communist ideal, family tradition, or simply for the money. Elite, more specialized units exist within the Red Army, made up of a core of trained professionals. These are equipped with advanced night vision goggles, assault rifles, and even various optics and chemical suits. Some of the best sniper units in the Metro are found within the Red Army, while various units of spies and infiltrators have worked their way into many of the Red Line's rival factions. The foundation of the Red Line began in the collapse and overthrow of the Central Metro Command, a hastily organized government intended to create some semblance of order for the traumatized survivors who had sought shelter underground. Communist ideology experienced a sudden revival in these early days of the Metro, with many drawn to the former glory of the Soviet Union. Everywhere across the Metro, communist agitators recruited others to their cause, eventually overthrowing the administrators of various stations and establishing revolutionary councils. The masterminds of the revolution declared the establishment of the so-called First Interstational, with the goal of uniting every station in the Metro and establishing true communism. For a time, this seemed inevitable. After conquering almost all of the so-called branch, the Red Line was poised to achieve a complete victory over the remaining stations. They were opposed by a growing coalition who objected to the authority of the Red Line, either ideologically or on more practical grounds. These stations united under the leadership of the Commonwealth of the Stations of the Ring Line, and as war neared, they prepared to defend themselves. What should have been a short, decisive conflict grew into a bloody stalemate, wasting precious lives and resources that could have been used to improve the quality of life within the Metro. With growing frustration and mutinies on both sides, an armistice was reached and a guarantee of free transit made to all parties. With this treaty, a relationship of mutual economic dependency has slowly begun to develop. Peace has still not arrived in the Metro, however. Today, the Red Line remains in a semi-permanent conflict with the Fourth Reich, a neo-Nazi faction which has thus far fought the far larger Red Line to a standstill. Most within the Red Line believe that their victory in this conflict is certain, and that the glories of the Great Patriotic War are destined to be repeated. But until that day comes, should it ever come, the Moscow Metro is nothing but a tomb for human civilization, surrounded on all sides by the world it has destroyed. The Templin Institute investigates alternate worlds and realities. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to directly support us, vote in polls to determine future topics, and receive some cool rewards, please consider pledging to our Patreon page.